just want to know, what was your initial impression of Angel when you read the script? And did Mario Van Peebles, who stars, directs, produced, wrote the film, did he kind of walk you through who that character was going to be and what you were going to have to do before you got to set?
Well, a lot of it, as you can imagine, is on the page. Angel's actions, his attitudes, his words, and to Mario's credit as a writer, a lot of it was already on the page. So, including the history between my character and Mario's, and then Mario and I had a conversation or two and fleshed it out more, and he answered all my questions and listened to me, and so I had a pretty good sense of who Angel was before we got there. But as often happens, you hope this happens, you make discoveries along the way. But I had a pretty good sense, for better or worse, of what what Angel was before we started shooting.
Well, speaking of that, your character, he's definitely the villain of the film.
Wait. Do we see the same movie? Wait a second, Kelly. Hang on there. Whoa, Kelly. Yeah,
Well,
I'm kidding.
I
Go ahead.
wanted to ask, because when you read the script, obviously you saw that he was going to have some touchy dialogue. He was kind of a racist, I have to be honest. And I was wondering if that dialogue was hard to get through for you, and because it was, hard to listen to.
Yes. And it's a weird thing, being an actor. As you can imagine, you have to say and do a lot of things, and it requires some physical, but usually mental and emotional gymnastics to be present and not present. And that's about as much as far as I'll go into that. And it's difficult to read, and it's difficult to start thinking about. And then once I go behind the curtain, with any luck, I suspend judgment.
Like any good actor would, right?
Well, that's what worked for me. So it's not easy. It's not easy to watch it and hear it and read it, but in the moment, it's hopefully coming from a place in which it makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely. I mean, it would be expected, I would think. John, I have a question for you. As Westerns, typically go, your character Carson spent a good bit of time rocking through the wide open landscape of what was supposed to be 1908 Montana. Was this filmed on location, and did you face any challenges filming outdoors? I know you produced the film as well, a co-producer.
The movies, the movie's vistas are all from the extraordinary nature in Paradise Valley, and I forget the other valley that we played in, but in each location they were just stunning. And we did a lot of things like climbing up and down rocks and mountains, but the amazing part was it's easy to do that without a camera on your back. The cameramen were doing that too, so I mean, God bless them. That was a lot of really tricky camera work in this thing that people forget that that's happening. Of course, that's what you want them to do, but it is worth mentioning how courageous and the stalwart the crew was in this piece. It was also true that in the limited amount of time we had, Mario pushed a pace that was extraordinary. The amount of setups we would get in a day was oftentimes the most I've ever seen done. And to do all that and to get quality performances at the same time, it requires somebody who knows filmmaking backwards and forwards, which he does. And the riding was fun. I loved the horses. I loved working with the 2 or 3 horses I ended up riding. It was a reacquaintance from, I think I was 12 the last time I was on a horse. So it was a brand new experience, and really, but the riding was part of the joy of it. And the pretending to ride was also part of the joy of it, because there's moments in the film where you're on the back of a truck pretending to ride. And that is hilarious to me. You know, one of the things you get to do as an actor is go back to a place where you're pretending like you are when you're a kid, and it's as real as kids make it, you know, when
Well,
you're
yeah, and
doing it. But
horses, they don't hear cut when the director yells cut. So it's kind of like
no,
a unpredictable scene partner a little bit.
well, yes, they are unpredictable. But I will say that some of the horses were quite predictable. There was a horse that I was learning on that really knew exactly where the hay was and was taking me there throughout the ride. Whenever I tried to go in a different direction than the hay, this old horse was like, okay, but I'm not going that far. It was really fun. It was really fun to have to get a sense of the personality of the horse you're riding as well.
Did you find that to be true also, William, that the horses kind of added to the authenticity of the shoot? And did you find were you comfortable on them? And did you find them to be good scene partners?
Yeah, it's a very good point. It is. It adds certainly authenticity. John and I have spoken about the benefits an actor gets from wardrobe and
Yeah.
scenery and your co-stars, all of which helps add to hopefully the character, but certainly the actor's ability to lose him or herself imaginatively. But even in the moment, it does help keep you present. Having the horse, having this large beast down below you between your legs, it's very hard to start. It's hard to let your mind wonder what's coming up for lunch, or you better know your lines. And so to me, it's a benefit. It's a benefit.
Well, I just have one other question, and I think this one will be for John. Was there a moment in the scene in the film that you particularly will remember from filming that you were like, "That's the moment that I'm always going to remember from making Outlaw Posse"?
Well, there's a lot of them I'll always remember, but I really loved. We were close to the end of the shoot, and we were shooting the portion of the film where Carson sees his friend again after a long period of time, and it was in a kind of the Western version of a rave, and it was so beautiful. I mean, the smoke and the sense of the scene. It was such a stunning piece of production, but also to find Mario's character again after so many years. I really loved that meeting of old friends. That was really fun.